John Wick Chapter 2 is directed by Chad Stahelski and stars Keanu Reeves as the man, the myth, the legend, John Wick, back again for another exciting action fest. Sorry I'm not in my usual location today, guys, just didn't work out. I wanted to get this video out as quickly as possible so you guys can decide if you want to see it maybe, just watch the review, so here it is. Now this is actually the earliest I have ever been to a movie. I've never gone to a movie before its opening day. I've gone to see Star Wars and the Hobbit movies on their opening days, but I've never gone to an early screening. This was a Thursday night I went to see it, technically the day before it comes out, so that was actually kind of exciting. John Wick isn't my favorite franchise of all time or anything, it's just the way it worked out. I've got a busy weekend. This is about the only time I had, and it fell into place, and I thought it was pretty cool. I was pleasantly surprised to see the amount of people here with the Lego Batman movie and 50 Shades Darker coming out this weekend as well. John Wick Chapter 2, unfortunately, is probably going to be the least grossing of those three films, which is a real shame because it's probably the best. So let's get into it. The first John Wick, let me just give you my brief thoughts on it. I would give it an A-. I thought it was very entertaining. I thought the motives were very interesting. Spoiler alert for John Wick, but it's within the first 20 minutes. John Wick goes on a rampage murdering people because his dog was killed and his car was stolen. That is how awesome John Wick is. He goes and kills probably over 100 people because his dog was killed and his car was stolen. Now granted, it's a little more grave than it sounds, which I won't give away for that in this video, just in case you haven't seen the first movie. It's a little more grave than that, but not a whole lot. So the motives were there for the first movie, and the action was too, but they really escalated it for this movie, I think. From the first few frames, we see a city, and then we're plummeted into an action scene in the first, 30 seconds of this movie. It's pretty fantastic. And from there, the action just gets better and better as the movie goes along. It rarely gives you a chance to breathe, and for this type of movie, that's a good thing. For anyone looking for a deep story, an Oscar-winning screenplay, or anything of that caliber, stay away. You're not going to get that with John Wick. For anyone who's looking for a fun, action-packed romp at the movies, you're going to love John Wick Chapter 2. And for me, I actually liked it better than the first one. The only thing I liked better about the first one was the motives, and that's just about what everybody else is saying too. I'm not stealing it, it's just that I have to agree with them. The motives were better in the first one. The dog, the car, it was so original and so fresh. This one, minor spoilers, he's just kind of forced into it for reasons I won't give away, but he's just kind of made to get back into this business, if you can call it that. So the motives were a little more interesting in the first one, but as for the action, as for the set pieces, probably the cinematography, and just about everything else, the acting, the cast, it's better in this one. There are some incredible action scenes in this movie. One, which I won't spoil, puts the pencil scene from The Dark Knight to shame. I will never look at a pencil the same way again, and the phrase "the pen is mightier than the sword," or in this case the pencil, has taken on a completely new meaning. Another interesting thing about this movie is that it's the movie that's made me the most pumped about a sequel since The Hobbit: The Desolation of Smaug. And you're probably thinking, wow, you must really not like sequels because the Hobbit movies weren't that great. Well, for me, I love the Hobbit movies. I love Tolkien's Middle-earth, so that made me super excited when I saw the dragon flying off towards Lake Town and really had the first Middle-earth cliffhanger ever. That made me super pumped, and I could not wait for a year to go by for the next sequel. This one does an even better job of setting up a new sequel. It takes 10 to 15 minutes to set up this new sequel, which we're almost undoubtedly going to get as long as this movie does good. And boy, we better, because it looks like it's going to be amazing. One thing I found interesting is that there were quite a few people in the movie laughing, and they were kind of laughing in the wrong places at times. Like when a guy gets squashed on a motorcycle, they thought that was funny. I don't know if they're sick or what, but there's other times where they laughed where I was laughing too, because this movie almost plays like a black comedy. It's actually quite funny quite frequently. Also, this was given away in the trailers, and you can see it on Rotten Tomatoes, so I'm just going to say it. It was so awesome to see Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne reunited. It was almost... I was just waiting for subtle Matrix hints, which we didn't really get, unless you really want to dig deep into it, but it looks like Lawrence Fishburne is going to be in the next one, so maybe a John Wick Matrix crossover. Would that be epic or what? The movie might be a little less realistic than the first one, which is just a minor drawback. It's not over the top, at least not much, but there are a few times where I sat there thinking, oh, come on, that's not what I've come to expect from John Wick. So guys, I didn't really want to get too far into this because I want it to be a short video, which means I can get it out quicker to you guys. But bottom line is, go see John Wick Chapter 2. Please support this movie. The more it gets supported, the more chances, and hopefully the quicker we will get John Wick Chapter 3 and subsequent installments, because I think this franchise has a lot left in it, and Keanu Reeves isn't getting any younger. So that's about all I have to say for John Wick Chapter 2. I am going to give it a strong, hearty A. Guys, I really thought about giving it an A+, but I couldn't quite do that because of what it is and just a few minor issues I had with the film. So I'm going to give it a very strong A. Go see this movie for sure. If you liked the first John Wick, you're going to love this. And if you're like me, I think you're actually going to like it in some ways, or maybe in a lot of ways more than the first movie. So I just uploaded my complete Blu-ray collection video as of February 2016. I'd love it if you guys checked that out, gave it some likes and shares, and told me what you thought. Maybe give me some other suggestions and stuff like that. So, and I also love to talk with you about John Wick Chapter 2 in the YouTube comments and also on Twitter if you have seen the movie. And I'll have more videos for you guys soon. So thanks for watching. Go see John Wick Chapter 2, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.